Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's your boy Marvin. I hope everyone's had a good weekend wherever you are in the world. We're going to get straight in to a video by a Tozy. It's a reaction video. TikToker facing 15 years in prison for unthinkable prank. Let's get straight to the video.
And I've reviewed hundreds of horrific influencer content, but this might actually be the worst. Because the whole story starts off with this video. Yeah, I'm pausing it here for obvious reasons. We've censored all the victims because they don't deserve this kind of humiliation. Yeah, this absolute coward dropped a bucket of some unknown slop onto a random person commuting. For what, you may ask? Well, for some attention on social media, but in reality, what he's probably going to get is some attention in prison. But unfortunately for the people of...
That's just stupid. That's just embarrassing. To be honest with you, just to get some attention. There's no fun in that. Humiliate someone with slop, whatever is in there. I don't know whether it was grease, we don't know whether it was pee. It's just disgusting.
Belgium, this is a multi-part series, and he then starts adding a twist of showing him mixing together whatever slop he's going to throw onto the next person. So here he mixes together some various paints and oils, and then he repeats the same degenerate behavior. Yeah, stopped it there. This is honestly just kind of...
And then he just goes running off like some fool at the end of the day. There's not even no fun in that, in what he's doing. I can't understand what kick he's getting out of it. That's just sad.
Insane, because I wasn't expecting someone to top Johnny Somali this quickly in being the worst influencer. But I mean, hey, here we are. 2023 ended in the worst way possible with garbage influencers, but I guess 2024 is starting off pretty okay with this guy being arrested, and we'll get into that later. Because for some reason, this moron decided to continue this series, even though it wasn't really getting any real traction. But this series seems to be a desperate attempt for attention, since his previous series just didn't give him any traction. Like this video, he goes up and asks people to watch his PlayStation 5 as he opens it by saying, "Guys, today we're going to test out the honesty of people / others. So now I'm going to go on an adventure in the park with a PlayStation box, but of course there isn't a PlayStation 5 inside, otherwise it'd be too risky because I have dishonest people who could leave with it." That's hypocritical when you see what he did later on. And so what I've put in here is that I left my PlayStation at home at the beach. I've put in a newspaper, a torn garbage bag, a Proximus decoder, but that's to throw away, I don't need it, an old book here from school many years ago, some trash, and here's some trash and useless things. So it goes without saying, if someone steals it from me, they'll win his PlayStation 5. So here I'll close it again, and I'll do it again. And so now I will leave for on an adventure to catch people.
Ouais. En fait, je dois rejoindre un ami là, vite fait, et je voulais savoir, vous pouvez garder ma PlayStation 2 minutes, je dois vite faire l'urgence, je dois faire un...
I mean, these are pranks which have been done over and over again. People leaving stuff with someone, whether it was a bag or going off to the toilet and someone running away with it. These are years old. And to be honest, you get bored of seeing it. Some were funny back in the day, from top TikTokers who were doing it at the end of the day, or going up to random people and saying, "Do you want to buy this PlayStation?" And there's a gang there and they run off of it. We've seen it all before. This guy just seems to be doing what everyone else is doing, but a long time later, and it just doesn't seem cool. It just, to me, doesn't have a personality to do it.
Un truc, mais je reviens tout de suite, hein. Vas-y, ça tout de suite. Ouais. C'était une blague, c'est une caméra cachée. Ah, ouais, il était là, t'as pas vu, il filmait. Ah ouais, ok, ouais.
I think Google Translate severely botched that, but that's essentially what he was saying. Then I guess because that video also got him nowhere, he decided to raise the bar and became a literal burden to society for attention. And he started that off by throwing water balloons at random people minding their own business. And since that video also got him nowhere, he resulted to being the ultimate societal...
Yeah, it's sorry, just waiting for this to load back up. At the end of the day, the internet's a little bit slow. This guy, to me, just seems like a right twat. To be honest with you, he's trying to be funny at the end of the day, but he hasn't got the personality to sometimes take off some of these YouTubers or TikTokers who are naturally funny.
skid mark and did this series, so let's continue it here. There's no way he's making any money off this. It's just a tiny bit of attention, I guess. But in the next video of probably the most degenerate series on the internet, he decides to just mix some handkerchiefs, sunflower oil, skim milk, and diced tomatoes before watering it down and then, you know, dumping it on yet another random person on the public transportation in Belgium. Pausing it here. I really hope Belgium throws the book at him and his accomplice, but I feel like it's not very controversial to say, hey, this guy deserves some time for this, especially when he's premeditating all of this multiple times for some social media clout. But something I've never seen before is the company that's responsible for public transportation in Belgium is actually commenting on his videos.
Silly people will, who ain't got a life, will laugh at stuff like this. Because he's got someone wet and this person has to go home and soak, probably destroy their clothes, paint, grub and stuff like that, disgusting, and smelling, has to walk all the way home, get changed at the end of the day and be the laughing stock while walking home. There are sick people who will laugh at it, but I just find it silly. There's nothing funny about that at all.
With their first comment being, "Sir, we've become aware that the videos you film on our transport and broadcast on social networks, your behavior is unacceptable. You are seriously harming the physical integrity of our passengers, as well as our infrastructure and contravening transport rules. In addition, the shooting and distribution of images taken in our stations and vehicles is subject to prior authorization. Please be aware that your actions have been brought to the attention of competent authorities and that you're exposed to prosecution and requests for compensation from the STIB and your victims. We hope that this warning will lead you to immediately stop your degrading practices." Spoiler alert, it did not. But this is from the Brussels Intercommunal Transport Company. But unfortunately for society, his thirst for attention could not be quenched, so he decided to just keep doing this. So then he mixes some dirty water, corn oil, ketchup, sunflower oil, and dog waste. And then he did the thing and threw it on another.
God, what a sick human being. There's got to be something mentally wrong with this kid at the end of the day. All this for attention. Unbelievable. You going that far just for attention. At the end of the day, I'm surprised someone did actually jump up and hit him.
The person. So now, in that next video, the same agency, they replied, "Sir, we've noted your lack of response to our previous comments regarding the persistence of your degrading and humiliating videos on YouTube. We hereby inform you that legal measures have recently been taken against you. Sincerely, STIB MIVB." And then they commented the exact same thing from the previous video on this video as well. But again, sadly, that didn't really seem to stop him. Because just a few weeks later, he then...
This is Summer, and she is now able to generate money online through her phone since I introduced her to my system.
And mixed together some milk, diced potatoes, oil, shampoo, and then put like half a trash can in, and then yet again, dumped it on a random person. And pause. I mean, again, if they don't throw the book at him, they are mocking their own citizens, just like he is indirectly mocking the Belgian judicial system.
After being sort of written to and cautioned for what he was doing, he blatantly carried on with it with no regard for the passengers at the end of the day. It makes me wonder, I think I have seen this guy before, but I thought some of the stuff that he was actually doing was really, really, really foolish. to be honest with you, when I sort of flicked on.
In his next video, because he was like, hey, by the way, this will probably be the last video of the series, and then I'll go away for a couple months and I'll be back. Because directly translated using Google Translate, he says this series will resume after winter and springtime of next year if everything happens as I imagine it will. So I mean, here he's heavily alluding that he's going to be arrested and then let go fairly quickly. But he announced that, and then he does this in the exact same video. So, and I don't know.
This guy's sick. To be honest, this is what you call a menace to society. That's just stupidness. That really, really is. At the end of the day, and like I said, I'm surprised no one's actually. I don't condone violence, but I'm surprised no one caught up with him for what he's doing. And he's putting people in shock, lives in risk. Someone could have had a heart attack or had other problems. You just don't know.
And also, this kind of seemed like a different guy here, so maybe this is a duo and they're just kind of switching on who's filming. Hard to tell. But then in the final video of this series, he also announces that essentially he'll be gone until after spring. But that video was just deleted by YouTube. And it also seems like his entire channel has been limited in Belgium, as his channel bio says, hello, everyone who sees my videos and shorts, change your geographical zone to any other country but Belgium. But that was the least of his worries, because so far one victim and the Metro company pressed charges separately, and he was arrested in early January of this year, and he was charged with intentional assault and battery, damage to property, and damage to property using violence. But I do feel like he's being a little bit too optimistic about his sentencing, because while it is to be determined, he premeditated this. So a premeditated battery could range from a 10 to 15 year prison sentence in Belgium, and he actually video documented that he premeditated this. So I guess that means it sucks to suck, but hopefully they throw the book at him, because there should be a 0% chance for this to happen to you in society. But I guess sadly in 2024, that's no longer the case. But thankfully he made things so much easier for investigators, because he snitched on himself for clout. Just like this guy. This is also an insane story. Peace!
Well, look, that's the end of the story. I'll turn around and say, look, this guy's got serious problems. It seems like an attention seeker, probably didn't have the attention when he was younger and is looking to do anything now. But that's not funny at the end of the day. Upsetting people, ruining people's day. People have to go home and get changed and go home stinky. That's completely out of order. And yeah, he'll probably be locked up for it. Thank God for that. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment, and let me know what you think of the video. Is he right to be charged with everything? Basically, Tomsey said, which I think is 100% correct. At the end of the day, they need to throw the book at him. Thank you. Take care wherever you are in the world.